Welcome to my channel. This is going to be your July 2025 reading for Sun, Moon and Rising. Apologies about last month, I couldn't get the readings out. I had a week of crazy tech. It was the same week that we had all the solar storms, so maybe that's why, but just everything went wrong. But I'm back. So we are going to look for July for you. We're going to get a theme for the month from the Moonology deck. I'll be using my deck for the Cross of Truth. That tells you where you're at, what you want, what's helping you, what's hindering you, likely outcome, okay? And then a message from Spirit. And we will clarify with the Gilded Tarot. Okay, so let us see what the theme you're exploring this month is, Virgo. Virgo. No, that's two cards. I just want one, please. I'm not taking jumpers. It wants to come out. Ha! Okay. The theme you're exploring is emotions are running high. Super moon. Okay. So, a volatile month, I would say, to keep your emotions in check. Now, this is only the third reading I've done for July. I'm filming this on the 18th of June. It seems pretty probable that we're going to have some huge kind of major events in the world stage that's going to affect all of our senses of security, be that more solar storms and power outages or blackouts or, you know, financial systems kind of stopping. We'll have to see what happens, but it seems like it's bigger than just individuals. So let's see what your cards actually say. Now, I'm using my deck here, right? Beautiful deck. I did all the artwork myself. It comes in a beautiful tin over there. And I've got all the decks with me in Spain. I'll be taking it back with me to the UK in a couple of weeks and then ship it over to the warehouse. So if you're interested in a deck, it's £20. It will be live on my shop next month. You can send me an email just to send you a notification of when it is live on my online shop if you are interested. I spent 2 years painting this. Each of them were like oil paintings. And they have traditional vibes, but also little hidden messages and other extra energies within each of the cards. Just so that you're aware. Okay. Virgo, let's see why your emotions are running high. Okay. Current energy, you start the month off with the Two of Cups, which is beautiful. Your desire is temperance, okay? You want peace. What's working in your favor is Hangman. Now, we've already got two major arcana, so this is a kind of a big month for you, Virgo. Challenge is the Eight of Cups. You don't really want to walk away. You're not sure. The desire or the outcome is the Four of Pentacles. Okay. So holding what you've got and kind of not making any moves. Let's quickly clarify that. The bottom of the deck is the Chariot. This would suggest that victory is on your side and awaiting you. But I'm not so sure you're going to go. Let's clarify. Get more detail and then I'll go through each of the cards. Okay, let's give this a bit of a shuffle. Okay, under the Two of Cups, we've got the Lovers, Temperance, we have the Devil, Hangman, we have the Two of Cups, Eight of Cups, Two of Cups twice now, this is very nice. Eight of Cups, we have the Page of Cups, and the outcome, Four of Pentacles, we've got the Knight of Cups. Okay, so you started the month in a really cushy position, okay? We've got the Two of Cups with the Lovers card. So this 100% can talk about love, okay? Coming, having an open heart-to-heart with a loved one, okay? Making the choice to do so with the Lover's card. Now, Lover's card traditionally does mean choice. So even if you have an open communication heart-to-heart with somebody, It could be talking and discussing about whether you want to continue being together. Now, we've had the Two of Cups twice. So yes, it does have a lot of kind of love vibes, particularly because of the outcome, which we'll talk about in a moment. But don't worry if you're not in a romantic relationship, okay? Two of Cups talks about emotions, the heart. So this could be dealing with a significant person in your life. It could be a family member, a friend, a business colleague, okay? It feels to me like you start the month off feeling a lot more self-assured because you've had this communication where both cards have laid their cards on the table, pardon the pun, right? And see eye to eye, and now it presents a choice, a decision. And perhaps both parties not quite sure whether they want to continue playing the game together or going their separate ways. When I talk about playing the game together, sometimes we have, relationships that are kind of codependent, or we have energies where we feel like we are playing out some sort of karmic cycle, right? The choice is ultimately yours, but this does seem, whereas the other readings I've done have been more relative to kind of money and work, it seems to me for you, the energy revolves around the heart space, okay? You really want to just take your time and wait and see how things pan out. We got the Temperance card with the Devil card, okay? Your desire is peace. Your desire is patience. Trouble is, the Devil card talks about toxic attachment. So you are wanting either some time out just to kind of recalibrate how you feel about the situation, or you wanting to kind of spend some time seeing, because it's a timing card, it talks about patience. It talks about kind of tempering your energy. Devil card talks about kind of outbursts, something that becomes a little bit too extreme in reaction. So particularly with the emotions are running high, the devil energy can be, outbursts, overreactionary results from, trying to, reach a middle ground with somebody, okay? So you're wanting things to be tempered down, just like tone it down a little bit. But the Devil card is showing up as where something is a little bit too trapped. You see both people in the card, they are bound together by a chain, okay? Chains really talk about where there is really strong expectations in a relationship. When we have very high expectations, or even expectations in of itself, that is really talking about limitations. Expectations is limitations. Limitations is conditions. That means we're talking about conditional love, right? Ultimately, we want to strive for unconditional love, where there are no expectations. Very hard to achieve because, we are human, and we know what habits are like, and we can judge them and see how we are with that. But you're wanting things just to kind of calm down, right? Just people just to kind of check in with themselves and feel that they don't have to fulfill certain expectations, and there aren't strong conditions on a loving relationship. Again, loving relationship can be in many different ways. The beauty of this reading is, even if emotions are running high, what's helping you this month is the Hangman, clarified once again by the Two of Cups. So the Hangman basically says it is working in your favor to really take some time to regenerate. I don't know, that word just came in. To regenerate, recalibrate, and see things from all angles about this Two of Cups connection, okay? It is very important that you take the time to do it, and maybe not make any, what's helping you is not making any rash decisions. So that's really helping you. There's a choice that needs to be made. You want things to calm down, but actually the best thing to do is just to sit back, observe, and say, okay, we need some time, or if someone is requesting something off you, I don't know what you're going to do. Maybe just kind of put them all for bed, or say that you need a bit of distance, a bit of space to consider all options. But this is leading you in a very good position, because it's basically, the Hangman is saying, if you sit back and observe and see it from very different angles, you may be able to kind of sift through all the gunk, all the expectations, all the kind of attachments, and get down to the truth of the matter, of the connection itself. Okay, the challenge for the month is you're thinking about walking away. Okay, so you're kind of like, you want to make a decision quicker, you want to just be done, right, with this BS. But the Eight of Cups is clarified by the Page of Cups, which is causing a bit of a challenge. Okay, Eight of Cups basically says you want to walk away because it doesn't serve you, right? And you want something new, because it could be somebody else that's offering you more of an unconditional offer, right? But it is a challenge. You're not so sure. The reason it's coming up as a challenge is because what the cards are actually saying is really the time. It's really about kind of spending your time to really suss this out, in the, not just in the mental body, in the heart space, right? Because if you don't, you may repeat, patterns in the future. Now, remember Page of Cups? Oh, there goes my ring. Page of Cups is like kind of a young energy, right? He's actually scrying in the cup. Pages are messengers. Cups is all about the emotional body, the heart, right? So Page of Cups, you could be having an offer from somebody else, right? That seems a little bit without expectations, without attachments. But usually always in the beginning of some sort of relationship, whether that is a friend, love interest, whatever the case may be, it is always tentative. It is always kind of testing the waters to see where the boundaries are. And it's not done intentionally. It's just how humans operate, kind of what's the vibe here? Okay, if I do this, they're not cool with that. Okay, cool. In the beginning, it's easier to assert those and figure out what they are. Later down the line, after repeated cycles and patterns of behavior, people start to suss that out and then have kind of form like a frame around that. And then they base everything upon that expectation of that frame. So you may be tempted to walk away and take another offer because it seems a bit looser and less kind of intense in what you're dealing with at the moment. But it's only because it's at the beginning. So taking the time now to really kind of clarify within yourself where your heart is at versus where someone else's heart may be is actually going to serve you for the future. So you can ascertain your own boundaries, what you're willing to negotiate, what you're not willing to negotiate, what you're kind of not fussed about for yourself, so that moving forward in the future, whether you remain with this person or move away, that you're not going to be repeating history. The outcome is actually beautiful. It feels to me like you do take the advice from Spirit of like kind of not making any moves. Because the outcome, we have the Four of Pentacles, and it's clarified now by the Knight of Cups. Okay, Four of Pentacles basically says, take some time out, keep your cards close to your chest, take some time to heal, right? Because he's snoozing over there. Now, normally he'd be on the magic carpet flying. But the Pentacles are weighing down his magic carpet because he knows now is the time not to rush forward. The Knight of Cups talks about moving with love, following the heart. Okay, and Knights are also, they are a bit more mature than a Page. A Page would be like a child energy, like a small little gesture. A Knight is a more mature energy. It's not quite a king or queen, right? But it is action orientated. So it feels to me that if you do get another offer that comes in, but you're like, I don't know if I should walk away, I'll take the new offer, whatever. It feels to me that by spending some time with yourself, okay, and observing, that by the end of the month, you feel a lot more kind of calmer, well rested, and able to follow your heart in a bit of a mature way, or if someone's coming towards you, they've stepped up their game. So that's quite interesting. It's quite nice. But it's difficult to be working with, matters of the heart, the hardest, right? Particularly when you know, people have a certain expectation of you, but perhaps you didn't like doing it in the first place. Now you have to continue doing it because it's what's expected, blah, 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 you know. And then you don't want to hurt anyone's feelings, but you're constantly hurting your own feelings. And it's that kind of, it's that internal battle that we all play to some degree. So my heart goes out to you. Right, what does Virgo need to know, please, for July? I'll take those two cards in. Yeah, what did I say? Okay, so we've got break the chain, ancestral patterns, healing, and rewriting the future. Okay, so this kind of, when I was talking about the codependency or karmic battles, it could feel harder than usual because you're actually breaking down ancestral patterns that have been built into your psyche or even into your genetics. Okay, so it feels bigger, it is bigger than it is. And then we've got Akasha. Your guidance is divinely guided. Okay, so use this as for your solace this month. You're actually achieving some great work, right? By going through this, taking the time, reflecting, observing, not making any rash decisions, okay? Ascertaining where your boundaries are, what's good for you versus what's good for somebody else is their thing, but you need to ascertain all of that. And by doing that and acting on that, you're actually severing the ties that, you know, your ancestors did. And you're kind of moving and blossoming into more of a kind of self-assured, knowing where you stand and what you need and what you don't need, right? All of these kind of big things. And yes, they're going to affect your emotions. Of course they are, right? But this energy, this time here is actually divinely guided. This is a time for you to really kind of sit with this energy. So I'm wishing you all my love, Virgo. I hope this helped. If it did, give me a like. You can comment, share this, all of that good stuff. Of course, you can subscribe totally free. Have a wonderful month, and I will see you next time. Take care. Bye-bye.